You're not really going to leave your sick mother, are you? My mom stood in the kitchen holding a mug of chamomile tea, but her words cut deeper than any knife ever could. She always knew exactly what to say to make me stay. I was supposed to be halfway to the airport by now, a 2 p.m. flight to Seattle, the beginning of a new job I had dreamed about since college. But instead of gripping my suitcase, I was gripped by her stare. Her eyes were red, like she'd just been crying. Or maybe she wanted them to look that way. I wasn't sure anymore what was real. The doctors can't figure it out, but I feel it. Something's wrong, honey. I'm scared. A single tear slid down her cheek. It always worked. I postponed my ticket. For the 4th time. I'm 29 years old. And once again, I'm staying because my mother doesn't want to be alone. Or at least that's what she says. But this time, something inside me cracked. My mom never yelled. She didn't slam doors or throw plates. Her weapon of choice was quieter: words, glances, silence. The worst was when she didn't speak at all. That's when I knew she was hurt. And that hurt was always my fault. When I was 12, I forgot to say, thank you, after dinner. She didn't talk to me for 2 days. When I wanted to go to summer camp with my friends, she suddenly got sick. When I got accepted into college, she somehow forgot to send the scholarship paperwork. I learned to read her like a book. But I never realized she was the one writing the script. And I was playing the part, the obedient, sweet daughter who would give up anything just to keep mom from being sad. But that night, sitting on the floor of my room surrounded by an unpacked suitcase, something shifted. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just watched. Mom was asleep in the next room. And for the first time, I allowed myself the thought. What if she's not actually sick? What if she just doesn't want me to live a life without her? I woke up at 6 a.m., before my alarm. My sleep had been shallow, my body tight like it was bracing for impact. Mom was already in the kitchen. She always woke up early, like she wanted to take control of the day before anyone else could. I'm glad you stayed, she said without looking at me. There was a faint note of victory in her voice, disguised as care. Maybe we can get a doctor's appointment today. I've just been feeling so weak. I brewed coffee. Not tea. Not the soft, soothing chamomile she always made. This was bitter, black coffee that burned my throat. A small act. But it felt like rebellion. Mom, I said, sitting across from her, I'm leaving today. She froze. For the first time in my life, she didn't have a comeback ready. What? But, your ticket. I bought a new one. Today. 4:10 p.m. You see how sick I am. And I've spent years of my life putting yours ahead of mine because of that. Her lip trembled. That's easy for you to say. You're young. I'll be here. Alone. An old woman, forgotten. I took a sip. It burned, but I didn't look away. You're not alone. You have yourself. And you're stronger than you let on, Mom. You're just not used to being without me. I stared out the taxi window as it pulled away from my neighborhood. The trees, the corner pharmacy, the old bakery I passed every day, all painfully familiar. Mom didn't come out to say goodbye. She locked herself in her bedroom before I even reached the front door. Just go. Don't look back. Don't start doubting yourself. I repeated it like a mantra, clutching my boarding pass while standing in the security line. And just as I lifted my backpack onto the conveyor belt, my phone buzzed. Mom. You won't believe this. I'm in an ambulance. The doctors think it might have been heart-related. My hands went cold. My heart raced. It felt like my body was screaming, turn around. I stood there, frozen, like a child. The same child my mom always knew how to stop. But I took a deep breath. And typed back. I'll call Aunt Elise. She's closer to you. I'm on my way to my dream, Mom. And I'm not getting off this plane. Seattle greeted me with rain and the smell of espresso. I should have felt inspired, new job, new chapter. But instead of joy, there was this strange emptiness. I held it together on my first day. Smiled. Took notes. Met the team. But inside, something echoed like a hollow box. I checked my phone at least 23 times. No messages from Mom. This is the freedom you wanted, I told myself. And she gave it to me, in silence. Calculated. Cold. On day 3, I got an email. Brief. Clinical. Since you've chosen to ignore my health situation, I've signed over my medical power of attorney to Cousin Dave. He'll handle any emergencies from now on. Don't worry, everything's under control. It hit like a punch to the gut. Dave? He lives 10 hours away. They barely spoke. This wasn't about safety. It was punishment. But I didn't reply. I set my phone down. And for the first time, I didn't focus on what I'd lost, but on what I'd claimed. A month passed. I didn't fall apart, like Mom had predicted. I didn't collapse or beg to come back. But I didn't exactly thrive either. I was learning. One of my coworkers recommended a therapist. Just try it. Not for your mom. For you. So I did. During the first session, I sat in silence for almost 10 minutes. Then I said, "My mom loves me. But when I'm near her, I stop existing for myself." The therapist nodded. Love and control are often mistaken for the same thing. Those words hit harder than I expected. I started noticing things. How often I asked for permission when I didn't need to. How guilty I felt buying anything over $30. How terrified I was of being called selfish. This wasn't just about Mom anymore. It was inside me. And I didn't want to live the rest of my life with a voice in my head that whispered, "You need to be convenient." It happened unexpectedly. I was walking home from work when I saw the missed calls. Then more. And more. Mom, 6 missed calls. Aunt Elise, 1 text. Your mother flew to Seattle. Says she's sick. Be careful. I froze right there on the sidewalk. My body knew this pattern. Confusion, guilt, go to her. This time, I just breathed. An hour later, she was at my building. Gray coat. Red-rimmed eyes. You're really not going to let your own mother inside? Me? I stepped outside onto the stairs. I stood above her. For the first time, literally and emotionally. I'm not ready to let you in. But I can listen out here. Her face twisted. What happened to you, honey? Who changed you? I did, I said. I changed myself, Mom. Because it doesn't hurt anymore. And I'm not letting it start again. The next morning, I woke up to a message from Mom. I'm at the airport hotel. Don't worry. I'm used to being a burden. Once, I would have cried. I would have run. This time, I set the phone down, made myself breakfast, and went for a walk. But the day didn't stay quiet. Relatives started texting me. Aunt Martha, she's your mother, no matter how old you are. Have you forgotten who raised you? Cousin Tom, she said you threw her out. That's cruel. You should be ashamed. Ashamed. That word, Mom's favorite companion. She always shared it so generously. I walked into my therapist's office with red eyes and a straight spine. I feel like a bad daughter, I whispered. She didn't say anything. Just handed me a slip of paper that read. Which one did you choose, being a good daughter, or a living woman? I wrote my mom a letter. Not a text. Not a call. A letter, in ink. Because it wasn't for her, it was for me. Mom, I haven't stopped loving you. I just started loving myself the same. I can't be your shield against loneliness. I can't be your mirror. I'm not an extension of you. I'm separate. And I want a life that belongs to me, not a life built to make yours feel justified. I left the letter at the front desk of her hotel. No drama. No tears. No demands. A day later, she replied. Short. I understand. But it still hurts. It was the first time she didn't manipulate. Didn't accuse. Just acknowledged. Maybe for the first time ever. I didn't cry. I stepped out onto my balcony, wrapped in a blanket, and looked at the city. It didn't feel foreign anymore. Because, for the first time, I belonged to myself. A year passed. Mom still calls sometimes. Her voice is softer. Shorter. We don't talk about the past. And we don't talk every day. She's learned new words. I don't know, I'm sorry, thank you. And I'm learning to believe she says them not to manipulate, but to grow. We never went back to how it used to be. And thank God for that. My Seattle apartment has books I chose. Art I actually love. And silence, not the kind that punishes, but the kind that heals. One day, I opened an old family album. Mom, young and smiling, holding baby me. I didn't cry. I didn't flinch. I just whispered. I love you, Mom. But now, I love me too.